Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you are watching the video from. The county, if you are in the country, or the country, if you are outside the republic. For those who've been following the politics of this country very closely, there's been serious discussion or debate in Azimio One Kenya Alliance over the performance of those who are in charge of Raila Odinga's campaigns. Majority of Raila Odinga supporters believes very strongly that the Azimio campaigns were not handled in a manner it should have been, and that those who were charged with the responsibility were a bit lethargic. And that's why, for example, Raila Odinga didn't have agents in most of the polling stations. That's why they believe that Raila Odinga did not manage to protect his votes. And I've been talking to many of them, and they were even angry that instead of protecting Raila Odinga's votes during the bombers at Bombers Tallying Center, majority of people who are Raila Odinga's agents were actually just busy taking selfies. So they believe that so many things happened, and that's why Raila Odinga was never declared the president of the Republic of Kenya, even if you remove away the issue of vote rigging. Because they believe that if Raila Odinga had a serious team, his votes would have been protected, he would have had agents. Right now, for those who've been listening to the proceedings at the Supreme Court, the main issue the IBC and William Ruto's team are talking about is the issue of agents. But on Monday, Kenyans will know whether they will go to the polls again or whether William Ruto will take over as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Personally, I'm optimistic that Raila Odinga is going to have a second chance. But should he go with the same team? In this video, I want us to look at 5 people. I strongly believe, 5 or 6 people, I strongly believe Raila Odinga must have in his team. These 5 people will help him deliver the presidency. But before we get into all this, in case you're watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two. Click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us get back to business. I want to be a bit brief. I'm going to give you a list of 7 people I strongly believe Raila Odinga will have to need. He must ensure that those people will be in charge of his campaigns. I'm not saying that the previous team is bad, but going by the thinking around majority of Raila Odinga's supporters, I think something is not right. They don't have that support from the people or from the supporters. I'm just trying to get a post here which someone posted yesterday, a guy by the name Jim Boni, and he's saying there's something he said. Okay, this is what Jim Boni posted on his Facebook page 2 days ago. He's saying, once Supreme Court annuls the Ruto's purported victory, we will invade Azimio Secretariat, fight with everyone there, chart a new course with people who have Raila Odinga's interest at heart. We must treat those who failed us the same way we treat UDA thieves and IBC auctioneers. So what Jim Boni is saying here is actually the thinking of majority of people who believes in Raila Odinga's presidency. They believe that the previous team, the secretariat, did not do their jobs right. But for me, I think if Raila Odinga can assemble these people and assign them specific roles, then I strongly believe he will easily win. Number one, the first person Raila Odinga must bring on the table is James Oswago. Why am I talking of James Oswago? If you look at William Ruto, Kenya Kwanza, and his team, there is something they had which our team didn't have. IBC experience. William Ruto had Gladys Sholei, a former IBC staffer, who is also a former registrar at the judiciary. They had a former commissioner, Davis Chirchir. Now, these people worked with IBC. They understand the operations within IBC. By Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta bringing James Oswago on board, this guy will be able to counter them. As a former commissioner of IBC, I strongly believe that there are people he can still work with directly from inside. The other thing is that Oswago, being a former commissioner with IBC, understands the operations within IBC. He will bring that experience to the Azimio team. Then you add that to his military experience. I think Azimio will have a better person who will be able to coordinate things. If Oswago was at IEBC, I am sure things would have been a bit different. There are certain things he would have understood and he would have helped Raila Odinga's team understand. So Oswago is someone Raila Odinga needs. I don't know whether he can accept or he can agree, but that's a man Raila Odinga will have to look for if he intends to succeed in the runoff. Without that, we will still go to the election. We'll still have the same problem. You saw how Saitabu Kanchori tried, but because he didn't have that experience with IBC, you saw how the Narok Senator Oledama tried, but still again, he lacked that experience. So Raila Odinga and Azimio needs someone like James Oswago. The relatives of Raila Odinga, the friends of Raila Odinga's family, the relatives of the president, or those people must now give room for serious people. That's number one, the first person. Do you agree with me up to that point? Okay. The second person Raila Odinga will have to bring on board, and is already part of him, but did not have serious roles, in my view, is Raphael Tuju. Why am I talking of Raphael Tuju? Raphael Tuju is a former insider in Kibaki's government. Raphael Tuju was involved in Jubilee campaigns. So if there are certain things Jubilee did right in the 2017 election, he understands. If there are things they did wrong, he understands. My understanding is that in this election, Raphael Tuju ought to have been given huge chance, huge opportunity to play in the campaigns. My sources tells me Raphael Tuju was not really involved. He was involved just towards the tail end. But remember, even the fact that he was involved towards the tail end, his name is featuring at the Supreme Court ruling. So it means Raphael Tuju understands certain things. So it's someone Raila Odinga will have to bring on board and give responsibility. Raphael Tuju will be able to deliver for so many reasons. He has a public relations experience that will help him. I heard him narrate how he was able to interact with the police officers and he got in. His public relations is good. Raphael Tuju is also smart, can debate. Raphael Tuju is a face. The other time he was with Uhuru Kenyatta against the Luos. So which means even the Kikuyus from those sides will not have problems with him if we were to organize meetings and the rest. Raila Odinga must look for Raphael Tuju and give him serious roles in case of a rerun, because the only option now is a rerun. But you remember, the Supreme Court can decide to uphold the win of Ruto, and what will you do? Nothing. The third person which this team must look for and give roles is Simba Arati. In the last election, in the August election, Simba Arati was present, but he was also busy with Kisii. It is now time for Raila Odinga to tell Simba Arati, you are the governor of Kisii, delegate some roles to your deputy, come for these 2 months and help us. Simba Arati is the governor for Kisii. You saw how he campaigned. Number 2 is a former member of parliament for Dagoretti North. What does that help with? It means Simba Arati is someone who understands rural politics, the Kisii one, and urban politics, the Dagoretti North. Simba Arati became the first MP, Kisii MP in Nairobi. So that's serious. So he understands that. Importantly, Simba Arati is good at grounds politics. In this election, Raila Odinga lacked serious grounds person. Why? Because those who are given the responsibility were not understanding. Simba Arati can protect Raila Odinga's votes. One of the things Raila Odinga lacked in this election is vote protection strategy. If he had vote protection strategy, we would not be where we are today. So Raila Odinga must look for Simba Arati. The fourth person Raila Odinga must give more roles now is Nadhif Jama, the Garissa governor. Why am I saying this? This guy was elected as ODM governor in 2013. He lost. He again insisted and ran on ODM ticket. He won. Remember, Northeastern Kenya voted for Raila Odinga to the last man. The other party, the UDM party, decided to shift to William Ruto's side. That's important. Why? It is important because for Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, they need people who can really advocate for their manifesto, what they stand for, and what they are looking for. Nadhif Jama, being someone who has stood with ODM and now a second term, can also team up with another ODM governor from Northeastern, I think the Wajir governor. Then they can now focus on delivering Northern Kenya to Raila Odinga, or wrestle the grip of Northern Kenya from that particular party, UDM party. So for me, Nadhif Jama would be key in bringing the face, the Northern Kenya, or trying to retain them on that side, or on our side. Basically, it's a guy, in my view, because Aden Duale on the other side has now been, it's been reduced to, people are not even talking of him in a serious way. But Nadhif Jama cannot be given that national platform, so that we have someone from Northern Kenya at the national level. That person will help secure Northern Kenya. So that's important. The fifth person this time around is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. In the last election, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka campaigned for Azimio, but he came towards the tail end. Why Kalonzo? The Ukambani factor. If you looked at the last election, Raila Odinga experimented between Ngilu, Kibwana, and then Alfred Mutua. Ngilu stood with him. But the influence of Kalonzo in Ukambani is serious. So for me, the person who should be the face of Ukambani around Raila Odinga is not Ngilu. Ngilu should be the face of women. That person should be Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, because he has proved. If you look at the way Ukambani voted, the 3 governors for the first time, Kalonzo. The 3 senators, Kalonzo. Majority MPs, Kalonzo. So basically, after this election, Kalonzo Musyoka has now stamped himself as the authority in Ukambani politics. So because of that, in my view, Raila Odinga must give him now more opportunity to take charge of Ukambani and deliver. The other person is Sabina Chege. Why Sabina Chege? You know, Sabina Chege is one of the few MPs from the mountain who stuck with Raila Odinga. She even decided not to contest. But Sabina Chege has some special attribute which majority of leaders don't have. Sabina Chege appeals to the women, to the youths, the young generation in this country. Her hairstyle is something which attracts people to her. She's also a woman, which means she can bring that women face to the campaign. In this election, if there's someone who emerged, then that person was Sabina Chege. Then Sabina Chege can team up with people like Gladys Wanga, who are elected governors, and other newcomers, and lead the campaigns to persuade women to support Raila Odinga. And the last person, I think he went back to government, I'm not so sure, Charles Owino, Wahongo. If Charles Owino is no longer in the police force, then Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta must persuade him to take a role in Raila Odinga's campaign. For those who remember, was it in 2007, Raila Odinga had Nyaseda, former police commissioner. In this campaign, I don't know a former police officer who was around Raila Odinga, because what happened in Bomas would not have taken place. By having Owino in his team, he'll be able to do two things. Number one, Raila Odinga will be able to relate well with the police, because police normally respect one of them. Owino being charged of, for example, Raila Odinga's security and everywhere. He's going with the Raila, you know, if Bomas there, he was going to be the person in charge of security for Raila Odinga and the team. You know, the way they'll relate to the police would be easy. The other thing Owino will be bringing on board is experience in governance. He was there when the Raila Odinga victory was stolen. So for me, I think Raila Odinga will have to bring a new team, and the team is not limited to the ones I've mentioned. The ones I've mentioned are mine. Kindly show me or list for me the other people you think should be in Raila Odinga's team. Thank you guys, and until next time, this is Makwiny. And by the way, that video is coming, the one for the video for ballot boxes recount. I didn't want to preempt, because you know the judiciary, I mean the Supreme Court yesterday issued some bit of warning, so I don't want to preempt it until the report is finally submitted. Then we can now discuss, because now it will be public domain. But whatever I intend to discuss in that is totally different from the legal aspect, because I'm not a lawyer. But I can't preempt, I can't do that, because that would mean going against the directive by the Supreme Court, and I can be punished. I don't want to be punished. Bye-bye.